Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. I want to thank all the subscribers, especially the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy the videos and the torica. Okay, before I start, I want to just remind you that like button is very important for content creators. It helps get our videos moving through the algorithm. So if you like the video, hit the like button. If you really like the video, hit the hype button. So that way YouTube will pay attention, get it moving through the algorithm, and recommend it to more people, okay? All right, so I did a video a while back, okay, about selective politicking on YouTube, all right? This isn't really anything about that. There's just a couple of things I want to mention because they're current, okay? It's part of the current events that are taking place on YouTube on the daily. One of them is the attack on Dubs. Nobody's letting off on old boy, man. They're going to stay on that dude's back until hell freezes over, it seems like. Or until the views stop coming, okay? Because basically, I think what the intention is to milk them for views regarding his situation until it dies out. Because most channels, if you go and look at the views that they're getting, the views are very low right now. That being said, I want to thank all of my subscribers and all those who watch the videos. My views, in comparison, aren't doing bad at all. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. But the fact of the matter is, it's because it's Dubs and Gunner, okay? And the fact that Dubs lied, okay? Now, Dubs, he likes to try different tactics to get the attention off of him. And, he'll say, yeah, these people don't have nothing better to do. They're always just, they don't even know. And anything he could say, and then he'll take you into another subject. But anything he can say to divert from the real issue, okay? The fact of the matter is, it has nothing to do with why they're doing it. It has to do with him lying. If he wouldn't have lied from the beginning, nobody would have nothing to go at him with, okay? He's the one that gave everybody the ammunition to treat him this way. And Gunner, too, with the way he acts, the way he talks, yeah, I'm not even going to get into neither one of these guys. Basically, I've said all I could say about them. I'm not going to be repeating myself, doing all kinds of videos about the same subject and stuff, just to get whatever kind of views I can get off of them. I'm not going to go that route. When I first heard these guys talking about the 4 horsemen, the resistance and all of this, in my mind, this was going to go towards anybody who was on YouTube who's a dirtbag, or done some kind of dirtbag activities. And I don't think there's any dirtbag activity worse than people that have SA on their jackets, or that has done anything with women that was against their will, okay? We have Pocho, we have Renee, we have No Jumper. Those are the types of people that our viewers need to know about and need to be warned about. And the way these people act and the things that they did are important for them to know. Why? So they know who they're watching, who they're listening to, who's talking to them, because those kind of activities come with some type of sickness in a person's head, to do things like that. take advantage of a woman like that. Um, yeah, it's all bad, And then us as men live our lives a certain way. Some of us do, some don't care, and some live a completely opposite, uh, and using completely opposite rules that we use in our lives, like no snitching, no telling, no calling the police, no giving them any type of information. Um, I've been interrogated, questioned, investigated in the street, in the police station, all over the place whenever they're trying to connect me with some type of nonsense, And I learned at a very young age, you just don't talk to them. Whatever they think or whatever they're trying to do to you, you leave it up to your lawyer to defend you, But people still find the need to say things to try to help themselves. And you want to talk about crab in a bucket syndrome? That's exactly what that is. You're using the guy next to you, probably even sometimes longtime friends or associates, to climb your way out of the trouble that you're in or the situation that you're in that you no longer want to be in. Okay. So we that don't like that speak on that. Okay. I know there's some people that they don't care about that. They'll call the cops in a minute, tell them everything they seen, they heard, they got videos. Here, look at my phone. You could take the video from my house, and my neighbor has a camera. They have a camera 3 blocks down. The yellow house, third house from the corner has a camera. You could go ask these people. They'll show you the video. It's like the thing to do. And that's how civilians are. That's the way they were brought up. That's their way of thinking. And although I consider myself a civilian, for sure, because I live as one. I'm no longer in the streets doing the things that I used to do. And basically, I'm trying to live out whatever years I have left appropriately, to society, to my family, to anybody that I encounter, And I'm glad I've never even had to consider doing something like that. I just wouldn't. I just suffer the consequences of whatever, even if it wasn't me and they arrested me. I wouldn't. Well, it wasn't me. I know who it was. It was so-and-so. Man, I know so much stuff. It's not even funny, man. Why? Because I've been there. I've seen it. People talk to me. People have big mouths and tell you other people's business, that they did in the street or whatever, So some people actually do have opportunity to do it, but they don't. Why? Because we were just brought up that way. That's the way we learn. That's the way we think. And back when I was young, if you did something like that, the repercussions came quickly. Now it's a little different. It takes longer now. People aren't so afraid. It's a lot of technology that has changed the way the game's played out in the street. And probably for the best for the innocent people, But anyways, back to this deal with the resistance and going after YouTube's, I don't know, what are you going to call them? YouTube's disgraces, or people that have done disgraceful things. Like I said, man, I don't think there's anything more disgraceful, nothing lower than taking advantage of a woman or a child or being involved with those types of activities, So I went ahead and I mentioned all of these things to these content creators, and I think basically it's just falling back on Dubs, So, and Gunner, all these other guys, they're not even mentioned, So I'm not going to be involved with that. Anything that I have to say with Dubs or Gunner, I say it from me personally, with what I think, what I feel. I'm not part of anything, or I'm not taxing nobody or anything. I'm just doing my videos and doing my thing. I would have focused on things like that if we had a group of people that were willing to expose these people who have done things, essays and stuff, to the YouTube community, to the YouTube viewers, so they know who they are, what they've been accused of, and even if paperwork needs to be pulled, because there's paperwork available. I would go through the trouble and do the work and everything. I've already mentioned on just videos that I've done on my own, Adam22, Renee, Pocho, just to name a few, okay? But yeah, it's gotten like crazy for me, all this stuff going on. So, yeah, I'm cool. I pretty much covered. I did videos on all three of those characters. So if you haven't seen them, you can go back and watch them. They're still in the catalog of videos that I've done. Each and every one of them I've done stories on, so you can find out who these people are and the things that they were accused of or convicted of. So other than that, yeah, man, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's, as far as it being entertaining. Everything's been said already. It's been said over and over and over and over. This has been going on. This isn't news to no one but a few people that have just come to YouTube. But hey, everybody's gonna get the bag the way they can get it and do their thing. It is what it is. It's social media. You get to say what you want to say, talk about what you want to talk about. But yeah, concerning Dubs, he does try to switch things around and throw people off by pointing the fingers back at them. Dubs has been involved with running prison yards, okay? He knows how things work. He knows what's right and what's wrong, and he knows why people are coming at him the way they are. It's no secret to him. He's very much aware. He's been educated concerning this, because there had to have been a time in all those years where people drove up to the yard with shaky situations that a decision had to be made. And if he was part of leadership like he says he was, then he would know what's acceptable, what's not, and it is what it is. He did tell, it's there in black and white. He mentioned things about people that shouldn't have been mentioned, and even mentioned that they were a threat to his life, he might get speared by these people and stuff, all kinds of shit. Anyways, and Gunner just does it every day. Just yesterday he was talking about showing everybody on social media how big his schlong is, standing up and letting it out so people can see that he's not playing, that he's got a big one. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear that crap. That's just a sickness that's just festering in this man's head. The way he talks, the comments he makes, and that's his character. So they're both upset right now, because the things that have been said about them and have been exposed about them has been affecting them. They were doing much better before. They, now people are on them. They get in their comment section and they get mad, and eventually they block them. You can't mention certain things or they'll block them instead of answering the damn question. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It is what it is with those two characters. Everybody knows already. It's been a long time. This is nothing new. Yeah, I seen. I could never remember his channel's name. Mod Society, something like that. But he had mentioned that if if Dubs would have never lied, there'd never be nothing to talk about. He would have killed it right there. So all of this problem is nobody's fault but his own. It's not content creators that are mentioning it, talking about its fault. It's not because there no other reason except that Dubs lied. He's the root cause of this whole YouTube mess about him. And it was fun, and it was, something to do for a while, but ya estuvo con ese pedo. But as far as these sick asses that are on here, I thought for sure, man, this resistance and this, whatever taxation and stuff would turn around and focus on all these people with the sick charges. Also, something was mentioned about me speaking on this guy, Renee Enriquez, okay? Now, I would never speak on anybody that came from where he came from, that had a green light under different circumstances and stuff. It's off limits. But what this man did puts him, and he said it himself in one of his videos, puts him in a different. He didn't use himself as an example, but he mentioned that when you do what he does, it's a whole different story. That's not the average, DP. This fool's. It's what do they call it? Open season. And these guys won't even talk about anything. They're scared. I got shushed on one video. I wrote a comment and stuff. First, somebody else wrote a comment, then I wrote a comment, and they were like, "Shh," like don't say nothing. And on another podcast, it was like, "Oh yeah, but yeah, we're not gonna go there. Yeah, some things like you just don't go there. Oh man, keep it real, man. This guy, he's the worst one, man. Out of all these people, and yes, he was 15 when he committed his crime out here. And the thing is, he continued doing things, like that, afterwards. Anyways, you know what? It is what it is. It's not like I'm trying to get people to not watch any of these guys. They all have their viewers, dedicated viewers. Pocho, Adam 22. You see, Adam 22 has a huge platform, and Renee's platform's growing and stuff. People don't care. People don't care about this stuff, it seems like, until it happens to them, or their family members, or their daughters, or their sisters, or their family, or a close friend, or their wives. And I'm sure they're going to care then, when somebody does something to one of those people. You'll have a different place in your heart for people like that, But it's all right. You guys do your taxations and, whatever you're going to do, man. But at least you can't say that those two knuckleheads did some sick shit like that, Gunner's probably a click away from pulling some stupid shit, but yeah, Dubs is just because he's a liar and he told, bottom line, he told, But anyways, it is what it is. I just thought I'd do a little video for today. It's Saturday. Usually people don't really put out too much on the weekends, but I wanted to make sure that my subscribers had something to watch, Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate all of the likes and hypes that you guys have been sharing with me, man. Thank you very much. And yeah, hopefully things will start shaking, where we get some good content to create. You know, whenever there's a big story or something, it seems to go well. For gives a lot for the subscribers to watch and stuff. You guys don't have to worry about collecting the information. We collect it for you and present it to you, and you guys could do your lives. Just work, take care of your families, whatever. And when you have time, sit down and listen for 10, 20 minutes and get the story. So anyways, thank you very much for subscribing. We're still trying to hit that 10,000 subscriber goal by New Year's. So anything you can do to help will be highly appreciated. You just have to hit that subscribe button down below. Set that notification bell on all. You'll be notified whenever a new video drops. Thank you. God bless you. God bless your family. Stay safe, people. Stay free. Hope to see you on the next one. Gracias.